evidence of an additional rifleman or co-conspirator has surfaced. This color slide was taken 30 seconds after the assassination by Army Intelligence Officer James Powell. It was withheld from public view for 13 years and has never before been presented in color. Zooming in on the 6th floor window from the street below, we see the so-called sniper's nest with book cartons piled high. But to the right of the boxes, just by the edge of the window, there is a shape. The shape is darker than the boxes, with a different texture and different color than the book cartons. The shape starts at the windowsill and backs off into the shadow area, heading upward and to the right. This could not be Lee Harvey Oswald. Somewhere between 70 and 90 seconds after the last shot was fired and 40 to 60 seconds after this photograph was taken, Lee Oswald was seen and spoken to in the 2nd floor lunchroom. He was calm and not out of breath. Oswald would have had to race all the way across the 6th floor, running around and between the many piles of book cartons. He would have had to have stopped, wiped his fingerprints from the rifle, carefully hidden the rifle behind this row of boxes, and then run down 4 floors, stopping on each landing, running to the next flight of stairs all the way down to the 2nd floor lunchroom, where he was seen by Dallas patrolman Marion Baker and Oswald's boss Roy Truly, the superintendent of the depository. Oswald was either purchasing or drinking a bottle of Coca-Cola from this soda machine in the lunchroom when seen by those 2 men. Running down the stairs, Oswald would have had to pass 2 women, Victoria Adams and Sandra Stiles, who were walking down the stairs at that time, both of whom testified that nobody passed them. All of this in as little as 40, but certainly no more than 60 seconds. It could never have happened. The presence of anyone in the window in this photograph 30 seconds after the shooting eliminates Lee Oswald as a lone assassin. And his presence on the 2nd floor soon after the assassination, with no possible way to get to the lunchroom after the shooting, clears Oswald as a gunman. This photograph was taken 15 seconds after the last shot was fired. It was taken by Dallas press photographer Tom Dillard, who was riding in a motorcade press car. The picture was published soon after the assassination, but was then, and has always been, cropped on the left-hand border. Here, for the first time, is the uncropped Dillard photograph. When the picture is enlarged and lightened, we can see into the windows of the book depository. We will now zoom into the window at the western end of the 6th floor. This pair of windows is on the extreme opposite end of the depository from the so-called Oswald window. As mentioned, this window has always been cropped out whenever this picture has been printed. We begin to see the image of the face and shoulders of someone in the 6th floor window. Enlarging the image even more, we can clearly make out the shape of a face. The hairline, the forehead, the eyes, nose, mouth, the shoulders. The white spot over his left shoulder is a light fixture on the ceiling. Because of the considerable degree of enlargement of this picture, there is a vast amount of photographic grain. This makes it very difficult for some people to see detail within the photograph. By adding an overlay of an artist's reproduction of the facial features, we can see details that don't reproduce well on videotape. Again, without the overlay. Once again, with the overlay. And without it. Since the entire 6th floor is one large room, anyone in this window was in the same room as the person firing from the so-called Oswald window. He would have certainly been aware of a shot fired from just a few dozen feet away from him. This man is clearly not Lee Harvey Oswald. Since he has never come forward to identify himself, we can be sure that he was more than just an innocent bystander. In fact, we may now be looking into the eyes of one of the conspirators and perhaps even one of the assassins. A shot fired from this window would match either of the wounds received by Governor Conley. This would also explain how the governor was hit on such a sharp right-to-left trajectory and such a steep downward angle. The man seems to be heavy-set and appears to have a flat-top crew cut and is wearing a white t-shirt. Over his left shoulder, we can see the light fixture on the ceiling. The lighting fixture is still on the ceiling of the depository to this day.